Lindsay, and today I'm going to teach you the art of decoupage. Decoupage is the art of covering items with paper. You can use paper mache to cover, you can use wood, plenty of different surfaces. Today I've got this wooden shape here which I got from my local craft store. I've also got a special decoupage paper. It's very thin like tissue paper. You could use tissue paper anyway. And the other important item is glue. So this is Decoupage glue, it's glossy, so what we do is we layer the paper on and we do several layers, and then at the end we'll put Decoupage glue over the top. This sets and becomes a really glossy, shiny covering, and that also means that it's waterproof. You can either rip the paper or you can cut the paper, so I've just cut some pieces here. So I'm going to cut a few more because I'm going to need quite a lot. You don't want to cut them too large because we have smaller sections here where we need to fit the paper in. You don't put the glue onto the paper because you end up getting very stuck and very messy, so you put it onto the actual surface of the shape that you're using. And you don't want to spread it too far because it dries very quickly. So I'm just going to do a little section like this. Place it on here, and then with my brush I'm going to dab it with the glue and make sure it's really smooth. Corners here, you can use your finger, you can use your brush, put a little bit of glue underneath and you press it down. With the overlap here, run a piece of glue on the wood under there. Press it down a little bit so that it's firm, so that it's tidy. And then I'm basically going to work around my shape a section at a time, adding my paper. It's a good idea to overlap your pieces, and you certainly don't want any gaps. When you've got the overlaps, a little bit of glue under there, fold it over and press it down. And I'm just going to work my way around the shape. On the top here, spread the glue, fold it over around here and make sure that your edge is really smooth here, and then the same with this piece here. But it doesn't stick straight away, just use your finger. So the overhanging piece will just smooth down like this. So now I'm going to work all the way around the shape. Because of the shape of this, rather than just going around the edges, I'm going to work my way around this section first. So I'm going to turn it around slightly. Make sure that you use plenty of glue, not too much, but you need enough to make sure that your paper is really going to stick. I want to make sure this edge is really nice and sharp and clean, so I shall use my brush to just gently smooth those edges. Because the shape is 3D and because these pieces will also show, we do need to put our paper in here as well. So make sure you've got plenty of glue in there. Press down with your brush so that it's nice and smooth. Edges are slightly trickier to do, but just take your time and just make sure you've got plenty of glue on there and that you're sticking down every piece of paper. Any creases, just carefully run the brush along them and smooth them down. And again we have some overlap here, plenty of glue on that side. Gently fold it over with the brush and just run the brush along the edge there with your glue. Once you've done your first layer, it will be very wet, so allow it to dry and then we'll go ahead and put a second layer on. I covered my shape with 3 layers of decoupage paper. Once that was dry, I covered the entire shape with Decoupage glue, one more layer of Decoupage glue, and I let that dry. It now has a glossy finish and it's waterproof.